No, look, there's I always say I respect Terence Crawford. He's a very talented
Yeah.
fighter, but he just win uh, one big fight. If you see his record, he just beat one good fighter like Errol Spence is.
Yes.
But other than that, I don't think he's beating other great fighter like Spence. He did a really good job with the Spence. He did like almost look very easy.
But I'm gonna go with Canelo because he didn't hold Turkey's hand.
It's two things that you can do with somebody bigger and stronger. You know, you can either try to push them back, you know, because 9 times out of 10, a strong fighter not used to going back.
Canelo Alvarez responded to Terence Crawford's recent knockouts with respect, acknowledging his impressive skill set. He admitted that Crawford looked outstanding in his victory over Errol Spence, even making the win appear easier than expected. Still, Canelo noted that Spence is the only truly elite opponent Crawford has defeated so far, raising questions about the rest of his resume. Looking ahead, Alvarez hinted that the truth will be revealed if and when they finally share the ring, something that has left fans buzzing with anticipation.
Are you tired of people asking you about Terence yet?
No, look, there's I always say I respect Terence Crawford. He's a very talented fighter, but he just win one big fight. If you see his record, he just beat one good fighter like Errol Spence is.
Yes.
But other than that, I don't think he's beating other great fighter like Spence. He did a really good job with the Spence. He did like almost look very easy. But I knew Terence Crawford is a great fighter. But you never know in boxing. We'll see.
Canelo teased that he already has a good read on Terence Crawford's style and techniques, expressing full confidence in his preparation. With a grin, he added that Turkey Alshik, who is backing Crawford, might not be too happy once fight night arrives. His remark added an extra layer of tension, hinting that this clash won't just be about the fighters in the ring, but also the personalities standing in their corners.
Now you're going to be able to do about it come fight
And
night.
I know Turkey is in your corner,
I promise you.
but look, it's going to be very difficult. He's going to be so mad that day. Believe me.
I see you. I see you. You see I'm different.
I see you too.
Canelo's choice to bring in Jaron Boots Ennis for sparring is being praised as a brilliant strategy. According to Johnny Ortiz, Ennis is one of the closest comparisons to Terence Crawford in terms of build, movement, and overall fighting style, making him the ideal training partner. This gives Canelo the chance to study Crawford's rhythm and physical attributes up close, while fine-tuning his own timing, defense, and ring adjustments. At the same time, Ennis benefits by gaining invaluable experience working alongside a seasoned champion. Ortiz described it as a win-win scenario, where both fighters elevate their game, making the preparation especially smart.
Makes sense. Makes sense, and it's definitely a good experience for both. Eddie Reynoso and Canelo, shout out to them because now it shows that they serious with a real game plan. And Boots is, to me, everybody's a perfect opponent. I wouldn't say opponent, perfect sparring partner to have to replicate Crawford because they both switch hitters and stuff like that. And, they got dog in them and reflexes for sure. So it shows Canelo serious, and on Boots' end, to be able to spar a Hall of Famer, top tier guy is giving him great experience, and you could tell he really wants it. It's a sport where Boots is getting an opportunity to spar a Hall of Famer. Who cares? And in reality, what the fuck loyalty does Boots owe to Crawford when it comes to the sport of boxing? I mean, Crawford didn't do shit even back while Boots was trying to get his opportunity when it was Spence and Crawford. Every time Boots' name got mentioned, you heard the Bud Clowns be like, oh, yeah, he don't deserve it. Oh, who did he fight? Oh, who this and that, man? I ain't trying to hear that shit. It's like different shit that you need to be woke up outside of boxing. Boxing is a sport. There's shit that we need to really come together. I didn't see y'all come together like 5 years. The Bud Clowns, because it's real fans, the Bud Clowns is bashing PBC. everything Boots when you bring up Boots' name, putting him down. I didn't hear like, oh yeah, instead of fighting Canelo or fighting this person, he should fight Boots.
Jose Benavidez emphasized the importance of Canelo Alvarez bringing in Jaron "Boots" Ennis as a sparring partner. He explained that Ennis closely resembles Terence Crawford in key areas such as size, movement, and fighting style, making him an ideal stand-in during training camp. This gives Canelo the opportunity to mentally and physically prepare for what he might face on fight night. Benavidez also pointed out that Crawford's smaller frame could become a factor once the two meet in the ring. In his view, working with a powerful and stylistically similar partner not only sharpens Canelo's preparation, but also boosts his belief that he holds the edge before the first punch is even thrown.
To give Canelo maybe a little bit more confidence that he is sparring somebody really good, and is a really good fighter, and I think that would be a good motivation, for Canelo Alvarez. I just think that Crawford is too small for Canelo. I think Canelo's too big for Crawford, but in my opinion, I think if Crawford could maybe just tap, hook, get out, maybe once in a while throw a straight punch and just win by points and use his legs, I think I see him winning by decision. But if he tries to exchange with Canelo Alvarez, I think he's going to make a mistake and he's going to get hit with one shot and maybe he can get hurt and that would change the whole fight, But I think he's faster. Crawford is faster and a straight punch, get out, Don't stay there to throw or try to trade with Canelo Alvarez.
Okay, fair to say. Fair to say. Now, do you feel like when it comes down to the demeanor of making that decision of bringing him in, does it show that he's taking this camp perhaps a little bit more serious than others? I mean, what do you think about just the move per se?
It's very difficult to say. He's never brought anybody really good to his camp until this time. Maybe he's lacking enough of confidence, or maybe he just wants to use them to trick the people. Or, it's very awkward and very funny that he brought Ennis to his camp. So, but at the end of the day, they know what they're doing, and we got to respect that. And I think
boxing has entered a new era, with streaming platforms now breaking records for live events. The blockbuster matchup between Jake Paul and Mike Tyson on Netflix drew an incredible 65 million viewers, setting a new benchmark for audience numbers in combat sports. That spectacle proved the demand for boxing is far greater than many expected. Now, all eyes are on the upcoming showdown between Canelo Alvarez and Terence Crawford, a fight that carries potential to surpass even those massive numbers. This isn't just another bout. It's a moment that could reshape boxing history on a global scale. Fans around the world are waiting to see if Canelo versus Crawford can create even more buzz than the Jake versus Mike phenomenon.
Like Jake Paul, Mike Tyson, which was obviously on Netflix as well, the biggest concurrent view was, I think, 65 million. So at one stage of a time, 65 million people were watching that fight, which is crazy, hence why it broke Netflix servers. I do wonder what this does. I think it does around 10 to 15, which is still an incredible number. The problem with these two, and I was saying this morning actually to Gareth A. Davis, like, there's no antagonizer here, is there? No one is willing to play the role of the bad guy, the heel, the bully. And you almost need that a little bit. Like Jake Paul was actually quite smart in the way in which he promoted the Tyson fight. Obviously, look, it's Mike Tyson. But it was promoted so well where Jake was willing to be the guy that, I'm going to fuck up the greatest fighter of all time. He was willing to kind of say all those things and play that role. So people almost tuned in to see him get chinned as well. Neither of these guys are playing that role. Neither of these guys, I don't think, have crossed over massively to non-boxing fans. I mean, to us, they're like gods. But to non-boxing fans, I do wonder how much people know that.
Terence Crawford has never been the type to shy away from tough challenges, and his approach to a potential clash with Canelo shows the level of thought he puts into strategy. Crawford admits that facing naturally bigger opponents presents real difficulties, but he believes there are ways to overcome them. One of his key tactics is forcing larger fighters to move backward, a situation many aren't comfortable with, since they're used to using size and strength to control the pace while coming forward.
It's two things that you can do with somebody bigger and stronger. You know, you can either try to push them back, you know, because 9 times out of 10, a strong fighter not used to going back, you know, so it kind of fucks them up in the head, you know.
Yeah.
Or you can just box them because some of them just slower than others because they got flat feet, and they just looking to load up on certain shots.
Now, Crawford's definitely right here. There's 2 ways to beat a pressure fighter like Canelo. Either you put the pressure back on him, which is where guys like Triple G and Bivol had success, or you use your superior skills and footwork on the outside, which is how Floyd Mayweather won. Now, Crawford, he can't use the pressure approach because he's not as physically dominant as guys like Golovkin or Bivol. You know, Bud is a welterweight or junior middleweight jumping up. He doesn't have the size to push Canelo back. Now, the outside boxing approach, that is definitely Crawford's best chance against Canelo.
Pushing bigger opponents backward disrupts their rhythm and takes them out of their comfort zone. Another key tactic, Crawford explains, is wearing them down, targeting stamina and taking advantage of the flat-footed tendencies that heavier fighters often display. This level of tactical awareness highlights Crawford's exceptional ring IQ. He understands that winning isn't just about grit. It's about transforming potential disadvantages into advantages. With this in mind, his training camp has focused on conditioning and precise execution, preparing him for what could be the toughest test of his career.
Canelo does struggle to cut off the ring at times. We saw that in the Skull fight. And he does load up on single shots now. But at the same time, Crawford is not the same pure boxer that Floyd Mayweather was. You know, Mayweather rarely got hit in that shell. And his form of countering, you know, a pull counter, for example, was, I'm not going to get touched and then I'll make you pay. Whereas Crawford's style of counterpunching is different. Bud will take one to throw 2 or 3 back. And he can't do that against Canelo because of the size and power difference. If Bud takes a clean right hand to throw back an uppercut or a hook, he's either going to get dropped or he's going to end up on his bike like Jermell Charlo. So while I do agree Crawford does have the superior skill set in this fight, but because he doesn't have the size to push Canelo back or the defense of someone like Mayweather to stay perfect for 12 rounds on the outside, I do think Canelo's size and power will make the difference in this fight. And that's why I like Canelo to win.
Although much of the buildup has been fueled by rivalry, Terence Crawford has also expressed genuine respect for Canelo Alvarez's place in boxing history. He acknowledges Canelo as one of the last true links to a golden generation fighters, someone who shared the ring with legends and helped carry the sport's torch forward. For Crawford, this fight isn't just about titles or records. It's about measuring himself against a champion who represents boxing greatness. By framing the matchup this way, Crawford gives the storyline even greater depth and meaning.
Listen, I called Canelo out because, like I said, he the last great fighter amongst the era that surpassed us. You know, the Floyd, the Pacquiao, the De La Hoya. We both came up in that era, and he was right there with those fighters, and he got the chance to fight the Miguel Cottos, the Floyd Mayweathers, and you know, the Kovalevs and Triple Gs, and I wasn't able to get those mega fights, you know, so this is my mega fight, this is my moment, and that's the reason why I want to fight an all-time great like Canelo.
Sean Porter shared a different angle, suggesting that Canelo won't bring anything Terence Crawford hasn't already dealt with. In Porter's view, Crawford's career has been defined by adaptability. He's faced quick, slick fighters, heavy punchers, sharp counterpunchers, and even naturally bigger opponents. That ability to adjust is what makes Crawford stand out. Porter believes those qualities give him the tools to handle whatever Canelo brings to the ring, despite the size and power difference. For fans, his perspective adds an important layer of balance to the ongoing debate.
Getting in the ring with Canelo Alvarez, Terence is not going to see anything that he hasn't seen before. No, he hasn't seen this beast on fight night, but he's seen versions of this beast for a very, very, very long time. People have said that he's a blown-up 147-pound fighter. If you remember, he said it was hard for him to make 147 when he fought Errol Spence Jr. I was like, yo, how is that possible? I didn't realize, like, he was really doing everything that's needed to gain the weight properly. Most fighters don't know how to gain weight and fit into a weight class properly. He's done that.
Antonio Tarver views the matchup through the lens of risk, stressing that Canelo's power is the kind of weapon that can flip a fight with a single shot. While Crawford may hold the edge in activity and technical skill, Tarver warns that Alvarez's punching power is the ultimate equalizer. With his decades of experience in the sport, Tarver knows how quickly one mistake against a fighter like Canelo can end a contest. His perspective serves as a reminder that Crawford will need near-perfect execution every second of every round if he hopes to avoid disaster.
And Canelo only need one punch. You know what I mean? That really, basically, that's what it boils down to. I think Canelo only need one shot to change the game or change the fight. Crawford gonna have to stay consistent and win out. Gonna have to get ahead and stay ahead. You know what I mean? And then also looming is the controversy. Can Crawford win a close decision? I could never win a close decision. I never won a close decision. That's what's looming. I think if Crawford is going to guarantee victory, he got to stop him.
A man who ain't been stopped.
He got to stop him, bro.
It's a challenge.
So that's going to be the challenge. So I like Bud. I've always loved Bud, bro. But he in for a hell of a fight. If Saul show up, it's going to be problems. You heard me?
Andre Rozier underlined the importance of Canelo's decision to spar with Jaron Ennis, calling it proof of just how seriously he is taking this matchup. In Rozier's eyes, bringing in such a high-caliber fighter reflects the respect Canelo has for Crawford's abilities. He isn't underestimating the challenge. Instead, he's surrounding himself with sparring partners who can mimic the kind of pressure and skill Crawford will bring on fight night. Rozier pointed out that this mindset is exactly why Canelo has been able to stay at the top for so long. His willingness to adapt, prepare, and push himself. For fans, that level of dedication is a guarantee that both men will enter the ring at their absolute best, leaving nothing to chance.
To get ready for Crawford.
I would think it would be because he's ambidextrous, as is Crawford, so it can do nothing but help him. And he has Yolanda Hernandez also helping, another fighter who is ambidextrous, so it helps. And we just want to see him do what he has to do, because this is a great fight.
Who were you initially taking? Is it Crawford, or who were you initially
No,
taking?
I think I'm always under the direction of the bigger, better man. And Canelo's the bigger guy in this fight. And Crawford is my guy. It's just 2 weight classes and everything else. It's going to be tough. But if anybody can bring some energy to this, it'll be Crawford.
Does Canelo bringing Boots into camp, does that lower Crawford's chances to you?
It doesn't help. I'll tell you that much. It's a very, very astute move to bring someone who switches from lefty to righty. Big, strong young man, very fast, capable punching power. It's going to be a help. It'll be a help for him.
Mike Perry expressed admiration for Terence Crawford's skill, but ultimately leaned toward Canelo, pointing to what he described as the unstoppable force of Mexican power. His view highlighted the cultural pride Canelo carries into the ring, representing not just himself, but an entire nation's expectations. Perry also brought up some of the lighter moments in the fight build-up, including Crawford's playful interaction with Turkey Alashik. While shared in a humorous way, it added another layer to the narrative, showing how even the small details and side stories feed into the anticipation surrounding this mega fight.
I'm going with the Mexican power. I think, I know Terence is tough, you know. He's an incredible fighter, but I'm going to go with Canelo because he didn't hold Turkey's hand.
Not everyone is convinced that sparring with Jaron Ennis gives Canelo the perfect blueprint for Terence Crawford. Some analysts argue that Crawford's style is so unique it simply can't be duplicated in training. They also point out that Crawford has built his own camp around some of the sharpest minds in boxing, drawing on elite insights and diverse perspectives. According to this view, while Canelo sharpens himself against someone who resembles Crawford, the American champion is preparing through versatility, absorbing strategies from multiple brilliant sources. This contrast in preparation shows the depth of the matchup. It isn't just a battle inside the ropes, but also a clash of ideas, game plans, and the training environments that shaped each fighter.
Ron Boots Ennis don't talk about nobody. He stayed on himself. He stay in Philly. Yeah, we as supporters and them people as fans, I'm nobody's fan, feel that he may have ducked Virgil Ortiz or Virgil Ortiz ducked him. But hey, man, Jerron Boots Ennis don't even give off that type of energy to be out there and to be out there wilding. The man trying to fight Canelo. What's wrong with him getting work with Canelo, bro? That's priceless work. That is sparring. Terence Bud Crawford, the man got Andre Ward. Terence Bud Crawford, the man got Shakur Stevenson. Terence Bud Crawford, the man got Lester Martinez. The man got mad people up there in camp, bro. Mad people in camp. Let that man Canelo get his sparring partners. Y'all got to be up over there scared. Y'all got to be up over there musty. To culture by wearing a Gucci belt. He sold out to culture by wearing a Louis Vuitton belt. We got to stop, bro. We got to stop. Niggas pick and choose when they want to be Malcolm X. Niggas pick and choose when they want to be Huey P. Newton. Niggas be straight up there, up in a white club, looking for the girl with no rhythm. Yeah, her right there. She don't dance good enough. I think I get stopped, bro. Y'all got to stop, bro. Y'all